reason why Madagiji, Gwamadi Ibia Ogiji Wamawaya, that person does not understand the concept of stinger. You're welcome back to Street Report on Airborne Adi 103.5 FM. I am Martin Ifanshku, AKZ, as our number the first. So when you go out of your way to tell somebody what will be considered, defamatory in a law court, whatever you get out of that is justified. That's the concept of that stinger. If one money, the right to tell you anything, they want to tell you, as well as react the way they want towards you. It's like that. Whatever you get, only body justified. You cannot justify it willingly, That's the reason why we must learn to respect everyone around us, because everybody has got basic rights, and sometimes what you say to somebody is what you get in return, and where your right ends is where the right of another person begins. Now, the existence of humanity depends on the respect, on how we respect each other. Right now, we have nations in possession of nuclear weapons. We are willing to right now, Russia is firing missiles, ballistic missiles, a lot of things. These people are willing to do what happened at Hiroshima again. Is that not going to be like, if all these nations that have nuclear weapons begin to drop them, is that not the end of humanity? If the tension and war between Ukraine and Russia gets to that point where nuclear weapon is used anyhow, how can humanity survive? This is why humanity must ensure that leadership, must be held by people who wants to see the future of humanity rather than destroy humanity because of their selfish interest. So back to what I was talking about, like what I'm talking about today, the former governor of Anambra State, the immediate former governor of Anambra State, like Chief Willie Obiano, once mandated kids to go to school and stay off the streets during school hours. I remember vividly when he enforced it. There's this woman I used to buy stuff from, and at the time, like, she used to move with a wheelbarrow, and she moves with one of her kids, and that day her kid was not with her, and I asked what happened. He said today the governor said nobody should come and trade if they are not, like, during school hours. So the governor then enforced it. So how can the new governor, Charles Soludo, address the truancy of kids on the streets hawking around? I'm not saying that all of them are truants, but because this is basically how some families survive, but with this new trend of, like, trying to go on a suicide mission just to make money, something should be done about it. before before I open the phone lines, I would like you like to break it down. Um, what do you really think? Is this something we should talk about? Is it not something we should all talk about? Basically, for me, our insanity matters a lot. No matter what, I go the nobodo. I understand that. I understand that perfectly. But we have to be sensible towards some things like this kind of happening before it gets out of hand, before it becomes something else. Basically, we have to address it. So the report we gave you last week, at that time of that report, the governor of Anambra State, Prof. Charles Soludo, was the governor elect. So, pardon the governor elect that is going to come again, because basically this week again we are going to talk about how to enable him. We are going to give him ideas still. Last week we talked about it, but this week also we are going to give him ideas on what to do. We're going to talk about how to enable him, but looking at this happening, the basic happening I'm talking about today, and then every other thing. But this report is going to prepare you to give the governor deeper insight on what he must do to fix our society. Take a listen, and I'll be back.